We got free Genshin Impact codes if you are a Prime member. Bless Unleashed is now available for the PC. The game you all love to hate takes inspiration from Star Wars. Riders Republic begins beta test signups. Elden Ring is listed on Steam. Black Desert's Corsair is being awakened this week. And are all the old GTA classics getting a remake? Hello everyone, my name is Salman SK for Coffee and RPGs, where we cover the latest news, trends, and updates for the RPG gaming genre, including MMOs, survival, JRPGs, online, and the like. I went ahead and gathered some of the more popular RPG news so far this week, and if you want to go over them with me with a cup of coffee, of course, let's go over them together. Cheers to you guys.
Consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification right next to it. Thank you.
And as always, we'll begin with the quick news and the headlines portion of the video, and I just wanted to go ahead and start with this in case you wanted to get some free stuff and you are a Genshin Impact fan. And from Destructoid.com, we have an article here that says grab your Genshin Impact codes if you have Prime Gaming. And as always, I'll have a link to this down in the pinned comment section below if you want to take a closer look at some of the free goodies that you will get. But we only got 2 so far as of recording of this video, and we got many more free stuff coming along. And so yeah, definitely check it out and get your free stuff to help your characters out in your game. The other game that people love to bash on that isn't Star Citizen would probably be this one, and it says here that Bless Unleashed is finally out for the PC. Now the reviews are a little too early to say whether or not this is a good game, but then again, it's been out for the PlayStation 4, I believe, for quite a while. But anyways, the Founders packages actually aren't that bad in my opinion. They normally go for anywhere between $20 to $80, but they are at a 10% discount right now. I definitely do want to check this out despite what everybody feels about the Bless Unleashed or Bless franchise, if you will. But yeah, I still think it's worth trying at the end of the day. And to all the Blade and Soul fans out there, and this is definitely a game that I want to check out, especially after they upgrade the engine. It says here that Blade and Soul's Hongmoon Resurgence launches on August 11th, and this is just sort of their in-game event with prizes and other events and whatnot. Your stereotypical event for an MMORPG at the end of the day. And really quick before we move on, I just wanted to let you know that I do post shorts of these videos if you want even a more concise, even more shorter news segments that I already try to do here on this video. And so yeah, definitely check out my shorts in this channel for something a little bit more faster, a little bit more on the go in 60 seconds or less. Now I know I'm a little late to this one, but I thought I might as well cover it anyways here really quick. And it says that the New World is delayed again, now launching on September 28th. Now for all you old school JRPG fans out there, we got an article here from GamesRadar.com, and it says that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 reportedly in final stages of development, but definitely take this with a grain of salt as this is just reportedly. And it goes on to read here that a new report from Fanbyte following up on newly surfaced rumors sparked by a trace comment from English Xenoblade Chronicles voice actor Jenna Coleman. Again, this is all speculation, and you know, at the end of the day, it seems pretty reasonable to suggest that this is true, but because nothing has been substantiated, I'm just gonna go on from here. Next, we got South Park in the news, and it says here that upcoming South Park game will be developed by South Park Studios. Co-creator Matt Stone confirmed that Ubisoft is not leading the development this time around. I do recall playing a little bit of Stick of Truth, and admittedly it wasn't really my cup of tea, even though it had a lot of RPG elements to the game. Now, I don't know if this next one will be RPG as well, but in any event, I think it's really interesting just to see what's going on. Next, we got an article here from MMORPG.com, and it says here that Ember Sword's pledges reach over 120 million for NTF, or non-fungible token community land sale. Now, this is a game that I covered multiple times throughout this channel, and yeah, I think it's really interesting. I think it could be the future because this is a blockchain MMORPG at the end of the day, but because we have a lot of influencers giving their opinion about a particular cryptocurrency, what to trade, what to buy, and whatnot, and yeah, just remember we had a whole bunch of people from FaZe Clan being let go from that team because of very poor, I guess, crypto financial advice at the end of the day. So with that being said, I'm not going to go really much into it either, but just know that this MMO does exist, and if this is something that floats your boat, definitely check it out and let me know down in the comment section below, yeah, just how it is. And it's stories like these that definitely put a smile to my face because it's one of the most ultimate, I guess you could say, Cinderella stories so far. And it says here that No Man's Sky teases a new expansion, Frontiers, in a 5-year anniversary video. And yeah, when this game first came out, nobody liked it, but the developers stuck through fixed the game, made improvements, and it's probably one of the most thriving sci-fi games out there. And yeah, good on them. I can't believe it's actually been 5 years too. That's really awesome to hear. Now, not really RPG news, but I want to throw this in here anyways, just in case you might be a fan of both anime and Xbox, so you can save a little money on both. And it says here that get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass for the PC for free with anime platform Crunchyroll. And it goes on to say that this offer will end on October 31st, so you got some time left, but don't forget about it just in case, yeah, you want to watch your anime while playing Xbox. So anyways, next up we got Riders Republic Beta, how to sign up and when it begins. Now again, as always, I'll have a link to this down in the pinned comment section below if you want to go ahead and sign up for their beta. But yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in this one because it kind of goes against the grain from all the other violent games out there with extreme sports and whatnot, but the game does look beautiful. And we got an article from altchar.com, and as always, I do apologize for the title being cut off on the right there, but it does say that Ashes of Creation adds Seers of the Blackroot skins to the game. So this one is going to add a lot of skins involving the look of nature, lots of roots, lots of plants and whatnot, and so not really my cup of tea, admittedly, but at the end of the day, I know what you're probably thinking. Do I get access to the alpha or even beta tests with this package? Well, that actually depends, because if you actually head on over to their page, their store page actually, and you fork over $500, then yeah, you actually do get access to the alpha 1 test phase, as well as future alpha tests, as well as the beta tests. Now, there are packages that are significantly less than the $500 package here that does give you access to the upcoming beta test, but no alpha test and whatnot. So yeah, they got some varying degree of packages that you could actually buy if you are curious. But moving on to another article from MMORPG.com. If you do plan on buying some of those packages to get into their alpha test, well, unfortunately, the first one is ending, and the end date for the first alpha of Ashes of Creation will be August 15th. But fortunately, they do have other alphas planned, and so you're not really missing out a whole lot. But at the end of the day, definitely keep posted with their official social media pages and whatnot, or just subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll definitely keep you posted as well. And going back to PCGamer.com, it says here that EVE Online's record-setting war ends with a whimper, as after a year of fighting, EVE Online's Pappy Super Coalition has abandoned its mission to dethrone the Imperium. If there's ever an MMO I regret not starting, it's definitely EVE Online. I get that the learning curve of this game is just stupendously high, but at the end of the day, it just seems like something that I could really immerse myself with, considering it's one of the largest sandbox MMOs out there. But anyways, if you do play this game, let me know if it's actually too late to start, because I guess you just never know. And really quick, Elden Ring finally appears on the Steam platform, and it's listed to be out on January 20th, but I would advise you to take a grain of salt with that one. It might be just a placeholder, but who really knows? But if it does come out on January 20th, I am definitely looking forward to that one. And again, not really RPG news, but something so amazing I had to cover it anyways. And it says here that Epic has sunk $500 million into the Epic Game Store, doesn't expect to make a profit until the year 2027. It's like, how much money does Epic make from Fortnite alone to not be able to make a profit until another 6 or 7 years and totally be okay with that? That's just mind-numbingly just a lot of cash. And yeah, but you know, they obviously know something. At least I'm hoping they obviously know something that I don't, because yeah, I don't run a business, but they do. But moving on. And now, moving on to the second part of today's video, we have our main news of the week, and it says here that Star Citizen update adds Cloud City and improves ship combat. Now, I don't know if you guys already seen the trailer, and I do have it playing above me, but it does take a little bit to get to the part where I really want to talk about. And in the intro, I said they took a little inspiration from Star Wars, and I think that's not an understatement. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys already know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the city in the sky in the Star Wars movie Empire Strikes Back, and the scene is just so beautiful, and I feel like a lot of the developers who created this at the same time took a lot of inspiration and tried to mimic, if not make it better, in terms of their own universe within that sort of aesthetic cloud or city in the clouds and whatnot. And I will admit, they did a wonderful and beautiful job. I just felt like I could get immersed in that world. I mean, yeah, you guys already know how much I'm looking forward to this game. But it does go on to say that the new Arisen landing zone on the gas planet Crusader is now accessible to alpha participants. Inside, you will find various new shops and facilities, a garden area, and breathtaking sunset and sunrise views. Arisen arrived alongside broader changes in Alpha Update 3.14, including volumetric cloud tech to go with the Cloud City. Meanwhile, space combat has benefited from a retooled interface and improved interactions, which allow for even more realistic missile behavior. And you'll also be able to accurately manage your power during dogfights, if only to authentically declare divert all powers to shields. I feel like there's definitely going to be a lot of role players in this game too, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But anyways, moving on. Now, having events in an alpha test of the game is pretty unusual, but considering this is Star Citizen and they kind of are the exception to almost every rule out there, it does go on to say that there are a few events in this update too, like that Ninetales lockdown. The Xeno Threat event has also returned with numerous improvements based directly off of player feedback. Dynamic events in general has also received friendly fire tweaks, so you aren't instantly penalized whenever a shot goes off course in multiplayer. You guys already know that I'm a huge fan of certain Bethesda games, especially when they start with fall and end in out. But anyways, we have an article here that just completely blew my mind, and it says that here's Skyrim with over 500 mods and ray tracing. I'm just blown away by that number. I know there's a lot of people out there that could probably install even more than that. In my Fallout games, I think the most I've ever downloaded and installed was about 150 mods, but I don't really do that anymore because the game just became too unstable. But as always, I do have the trailer of this article, what it's talking about, above me, and admittedly, this looks like a brand new game. You would never have guessed that this game is at least a decade years old. I'm really hoping that somebody would probably put all these mods together in a single download, so that we'll be able to experience Skyrim like the one that I have playing, because I definitely would have to. Like, it's just not even a question. I mean, just looking at it, the foliage looks colorful, the enhanced sounds of wind and insects make those natural environments seem more alive. The weather effects like rain and lightning are more immersive, courtesy of Obsidian Weathers and Seasons mod. Skyrim Special Edition can handle hundreds of mods at once, but you'd still want a pretty decent rig to get it looking like this. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what kind of hardware you need to pack in order to run something like that, but suffice to say, you'd probably would at least an i7 minimum, and probably an RTX 380 or something. I don't know. It's just insane right now. And heading back over to massivelyop.com, and it says here that Black Desert's Corsair awakens with swashbuckling otter crewmates on August 11th. And as always, I do have the trailer playing above me, and I'm really hoping it gets to the part where you actually see the otter crewmates as I guess animations, part of her skills, if you will. I really love how Pearl Abyss decided to stick with the sort of humor within the class, because as we saw with the trailers before this class came out, yeah, it was very fun, it was very joyful, playful, very humorous and whatnot. But what's really cool is that her awakened weapon is a gunblade, very similar to what you saw in Final Fantasy VIII, and I think that is really cool. But it does go on to say here that the Corsair goes full swashbuckler in her awakened state, using a gunblade for slashing and blasting attacks, a grappling hook for maneuvering, and skills that summon her otter pirate crew, one of which sits atop a massive ship's cannon. There's even one attack where a whole bomb of otters batter a boss monster in a cartoonish cloud of punching. Overall, it's a sight to behold. Those of you guys who have been watching this channel for a while know that I really do like the Corsair class. I'm not exactly sure if I could make her my primary class, although I'm very tempted to. I just love the way the class moves. It's just so smooth, the way she glides around the map and being able to kind of dash in between the enemies. She's very quick, very fast. Something like, I would say, a cross between a Mystic and a Ninja and a Musa, or maybe a Meiwa, I don't know. But anyways, it does go on to say that the Awakened Corsair will be coming out to the Black Desert for the PC version on August 11th. And this is definitely something for those of you who grew up during, I guess you could say, the 90s, early 2000s on the old school GTA games, such as myself. Definitely feeling a little nostalgic, especially for like GTA 3, San Andreas, Vice City. And here's our opportunity to feel even more nostalgic if they do end up releasing the remaster or remake for some of these older titles. But it does go on to say that Take-Two Interactive is working on 3 unannounced iterations of previously released titles, as the company said in a recent investors presentation. The holding company for Rockstar Games, 2K, and Private Division already has 3 remakes, upgrades, or remasters set for release next year, but apparently there are 3 more yet to be announced. I will admit, I'd be a little bit shocked if they actually released remakes of the old classic GTA games, considering it's actually like building a game from the ground up, making something completely new rather than a remaster where you just kind of upgrade the graphics a little bit here and there and whatnot. But anyways, it does go on to say that earlier this year, rumors swirled surrounding the remake of Grand Theft Auto 3 as well as its spin-offs, Vice City and San Andreas. Those rumors unfortunately remain unsubstantiated and unconfirmed, excuse me. You know, recording this and it's almost been an hour with all these lights and the heat, it's just oh man. But anyways, almost done here. Rockstar Games will release Grand Theft Auto 5 extended and enhanced for the latest generation gaming consoles, as well as the standalone version of Grand Theft Auto Online on November 11th. And that's something I actually didn't know, so definitely worth checking out just to see sort of the upgrades that they are adding to Grand Theft Auto 5 this time around. And here's some really interesting news too. It says here, lastly, that Take-Two has had a very aggressive release schedule in the past few years and has announced plans to release 62 games by 2024. Now, I'd be surprised if all of these games were, again, completely different games with the AAA experience, regardless of whether it's a remaster or a remake or anything like that. Maybe some of these games might be mobile titles as well, and technically they are still games. But yeah, I just don't know how they're going to be able to release 62 games in just the span of, 3 years from now? But anyways, maybe they got something good going on. Maybe they just are on a roll right now, who knows? But at the end of the day, I really hope that at the very least, I'm hoping that Grand Theft Auto 3 will be a remake rather than a remaster. But even if it's a remaster, I'll totally take it. Again, I'm very feeling nostalgic, especially for Grand Theft Auto 3. And but anyways, well, I guess we'll see at the end of the day. Definitely keep you guys posted as we get more information. But there you have it, everyone. That wraps up today's episode, and I really do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, as the watch time significantly helps with the algorithm. If you guys didn't know already, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year, so any help is definitely appreciated. And so if you feel as though I've earned your subscription, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification icon right next to it. But anyways, everyone, I will finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.